My name is Magda Bresnitz. I am 96 and I was born in Hungary. I was born in near Bator, and it's a small town, about 12,000-13,000 people, and a big Jewish population, about 3,000. My parents had a good business. We were not millionaires, but we owned two homes and businesses. My grandfather owned it already in 1918, and then my father married to my mother. My mother, I had two half-sisters. The father was a lieutenant in the First Army, but he got injured in the army and died from it. My mother was a very wise lady. She was already in her age working in the bank. Said, you have to know something in case you're forced to make a living, you should know something. So then after I finished the middle school in I think 1938, then they gave me to learn how to sew. When came Hitler and they were put me in the ghetto, in the synagogue already, we were all checked, have to dress down naked, not hiding something, jewelry or something, before they taken to the ghetto. Since I'm sleeping on the floor, didn't have anything there. My father, because we were in business, know the trade, there's a big farm, and they put my father to work there. My other uncle from Budapest sent some packages to the ghetto, so we were not that bad. Second time they took me in there with my parents, the whole family, that little small town Simopusta, where I see the first time Eichmann. He was standing there on the way we were going on the train and taking us to Auschwitz. Jewish people, we have three kinds of Hasidic, Orthodox, and Neo-Orthodox. So we were Neo-Orthodox, not the most religious. They work Saturday, but my grandfather was the president in the synagogue. I was in Budapest vacationing at my aunt and uncle place 1943. And then my uncle already built in the garden a bunker because they bombed already Hungary. And every night we put us water and food to the door if we have to run down there. And then they sent me home. They were saying that actually the German bombed Hungary, they should jump in the war. And one of the ladies said, oh, that's just Jewish propaganda. But that was true. Then, when we were in Auschwitz, we arrived, naturally was taken everything. We have to put down everything, clothes. I got some, nothing, little skimpy, thin material clothes. And my two sisters was put aside, we sent to work. And my mother with my father, my little sister, my grandmother in the other side. Now, when we got in the barrack, there was outsider. She said right away, don't expect to see your parents anymore. We wouldn't believe it, but she was a Czechoslovak Hungarian, who was already long time there when they occupied Czechoslovakia. She was already taken. Then we have to believe it, because when you see that coming to the chimney, the smoke, the way they're burning the people, you could smell it. When I was living here, coming in 15 years ago, I lay down in my little room and came on my nose the smell from the human flesh. Would you believe it? It happened. But then later on I got a pleurisy, and then you didn't go to the clinic, but there was an old Romanian, Hungarian, Jewish doctor who was sleeping in the same bed, and she brought home the blood injection and gave me an injection for a pleurisy. Later on, I got an infection of my knee, and I went to the clinic. There was a Jewish doctor, Romanian, and there was Magda. He said, with that one, you have to take a rest. So I went home, and I was fortunate because the next day they were selection for transportation, and I was shipped out. Then I was sent to also a big working farm, New Glasgow. We had to dig protection for tanks, military tanks. But my clothing was what I got when I arrived in Auschwitz. I told you, it's terrible, really much. I was freezing. And I went back to the building what was actually it's a sore for horses or cows, you know. And I said, I don't care if they take me back to Auschwitz, but I am not going anymore to think that I'm freezing. I said, I don't care. So anyway, I was there, but for my luck, thanks God, there was a Czechoslovakian Hungarian lady who just came to my hometown before we were taken in, a doctor's wife, you know, and I know her. I was washing floor and giving food for the people. They brought it in because they had no kitchen. But there was some food in the bottom, you know, you mixed it. You want that to be fair. Give for everybody. Other, you know, potatoes, what I already tried then, you know. But that was no good for people because they were jealous for the other one. But there was nothing to give, here and there sometimes. For some people that was good, some people that was bad. We saw a bunch of Hungarian men yelling, talking, screaming. And I was yelling to them if maybe somebody saw my father. And the auxiliary was asking a German, what did you talk to him? I didn't understand what she was asking. I learned German in middle school for a year. Even composition we had to make, you know, but you're not using it, you're forgetting it, you know. And she was asking, what was I asking? German, sprach du Deutsch? And I answered her. And because I first said I don't speak German, and now I understand sprach du Deutsch, gave me a big slap on my face here. And the doctor in Montreal said my hearing trouble could be from that big slap at the right there. Well, how did we stay together? When we were sent out to dig that thing, you know, that time right there, my older sister got trouble bleeding lung from bleeding. And she was in the hospital, you know, and there was no medication. They took blood from my leg and gave me back like injection, my own blood. And that was the treatment for my knee. Yeah, and it sealed up nicely, you know. Florence was going still out there digging. But then, a short time later, the Russian was coming, and they took us walking to Grossrosen. We had to walk. We have to walk in that cold weather. They said they're gonna bring the people at the moment in the hospital in a truck to Grossrosen, but we didn't trust them, and we took out my older sister from the hospital, and make her walk too. She made it. But then over there we were groceries and also just a few weeks and we were taken to Bergen-Belsen. And Bergen-Belsen, on the train, we got bombed by the German, and my middle sister had 2 broken ribs. Now, we arrived to Bergen-Belsen, the only one was healthy, me. I took her for my that sister, and the other one, somebody said there is a Hungarian man there, a German, in Germany, originated from Yugoslavia. She should go there and maybe she could treat her for the lung. So that doctor started to treat her. Then they were sending out people from Switzerland to check the people. And my older sister was sick. And with a good connection, she got in a transport and got to Switzerland. She stayed there a few years. She got married from there, and then she went to Norway, because Norway took them in. And another sister, I was taking care of her home with the swollen leg. She couldn't go. The broken ribs, she healed up, So then later on, I don't even remember that part. How did I get in poverty? They were looking for workers in the kitchen. And I went for a job, and I got a job working in the kitchen. Then I met your grandfather. We wanted to get married. We had a plan to get married. And we went out for a checkup to the doctor for the lung. And machine was broken. We went the second time, again was broken. But we had the date for the marriage. So we got married without it. But then later on find out Grandpa is sick on the lung. Never thought that people could do anything like that to anybody. I remember when I was in Budapest and they sent me home, there was on the train steps to get off. A few people there. And one of the young men was asking, "Where are you coming from?" I said, "From Yirbatar." And he asked me, "Is it true there is so many Jews there?" Even today I can forgive myself I didn't say I'm one of them, you know. So people was already, you know, complaining here and there, you could hear it. And the Polish people never liked us, you know, because we were only not like 1 year, and the Czechoslovakia and the Polish is many years in the ghetto in Auschwitz. So it was difficult. That young lady who managed our cabin there, her fiancé was a Jewish young man. He wanted to escape, but they killed him. Yeah.
Appalling conditions in vermin-infested quarters and with little or nothing to eat. As soon as our troops arrived, arrangements were made to remove these people from the miserable surroundings.
Oh, we were just yelling, we are free, we are free. Then the few Hungarian soldiers who was there tried to help. I find one man whose nephew was learning the trade in my parents' business. And he used to give me, you know, that on the bathroom, there is in the side a brush that Hungarian gave me when I was liberated. On my father's side, they all stayed in Budapest. And my father, the only one, was killed. But when we were liberated and when we wanted to go home, you know, the people who were already running away from the Russian, from Hungary, they were killing, they were saying that don't go home because the Russians raping the girls. And we didn't go home. And your father's family all died. Nobody left. Cousin, yes, but not the close family. Two sisters and the two mother and father both died. A sister with 2 children and a husband. So no, and he always said he's not going home. Very hard, difficult. I had difficult life because Grandpa was very sick. Many times sick, and it was not easy for me. When I was pregnant with your father in the 7th month, and I stopped working already. I have to go back to work because he was hit by a car. I hope never happen again, and we have to work on it and make it sure people change their feeling different. The Jewish people, it's a helping people. Whoever they could, they always help. Always help.